Hi folks, welcome back to our channel and welcome to my card comparison video series if this is the first one you're catching up with. I had a request to do a side-by-side comparison of the Northern Animal Tarot. This is the first edition here on the left and the second edition here on the right. Initially you can just see here that the second edition, the cardstock did change, and I'll show that a little bit in a little bit here, but you can see even just the box is quite a bit thicker. This will be a fairly quick video because I did do quite an extensive discussion on the differences of the second edition, and I also have a video on the first edition and 2 interviews with Linda Ritter, the creator of both of these decks. So there's a whole bunch of my thoughts already floating here, and I'll link them all below. But here I'll just show you, I guess, quick comparison of the boxes. They did add the bottom opening. You can enter it through the bottom, so you don't have to worry about the integrity of your sticker here. And yeah, so here's the differences between first and second edition of the deck. And here, so I can start by showing the backs. Oh, and I guess I'll say as well, the guidebooks are exactly the same, with the exception that the world card changed. So there's a little bit different, of a different write-up there. So pretty much exactly the same. Here you can see the lovely card backs. This is again the second edition and the first edition. And here it's a little bit easier to see just how much thicker the cardstock is. She changed from a linen cardstock on the first edition to, I think it's a glossy, sort of a there we go. You can kind of see the different way the light reflects off of that. But yeah, here's a better comparison of the thickness of the 2 decks. Excellent. So I guess we'll get started with the flip through here, and I'll turn on some nice music and let's take a look at the cards. folks, there you have it. As you can see, of course, the second edition has a lot more color saturation, and all of the majors were zoomed in a little bit as opposed to the first edition. The first edition, of course, is a little more of the muted tones. It's kind of almost got a more of a vintage sort of a feel to it. It's yeah, a lot lower color saturation, and she did add a few different elements in on the second edition. If you check out our, what's the word? Interview, she talked a lot about the differences and the changes that she made, and I also did another video going a little bit more in depth on my opinion of the second edition versus the first. But to sum it up very quickly here, I adore both of these decks. I love them so deeply, and this is really a deck that I don't often get first and second edition of decks, especially when they're exactly the same, but these read very differently. The color palette change, the saturation really makes a big difference, I have found in my personal readings. And I really don't feel that these decks duplicate themselves, even though the artwork is largely exactly the same. They have a very different voice, and they are both spectacular. If you're looking for a deck to work with sort of the more natural side of things, working with nature and earthly energies and things like that, I highly recommend this particular deck. Either edition. I can't say which one I like better. I've had the first edition a lot longer, and I've used it a lot. The cardstock on both, I really like both of them, but they are very different. It's quite a bit thicker there, and both of them are fine to riffle shuffle. I've taken the first edition camping with me. It's gone through many readings, and it still looks like I don't think I've even chipped a single corner. No, still in excellent shape. So super well made decks. Both of them are made entirely in Canada. The creator, Linda, she's up in Alberta. Can't remember exactly the name of the town off the top of my head. And yeah, it's completely designed, printed, and everything created at a local print shop to her. So it's a really special deck. Check out my other videos if you'd like to see a little bit more, but I did get a request to do a side-by-side comparison, so I wanted to pop this on here for anyone looking to see each of the cards individually. Great, so thank you for tuning in. Please like and share and comment and all that kind of fun stuff. And I'd love to hear your thoughts, like which edition, if you have them, if you don't, doesn't matter. Which edition do you like better? I'm very curious to see what everyone thinks. So thanks a lot. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of